Alright, what we got here is a new process 233 transfer case. And what we're going to do is we're going to do an autopsy on it and figure out why it died. See, there's the numbers on it. Tells us what it is. 233D. It's out of a Dodge. And preliminary, we can see we got a window here. And we're going to figure out see if we can figure out what caused that window. We've also got cracks here. Severe cracks here across the back. And we got a big one right there. So the goal here is to figure out what caused these. So we're gonna take this thing apart and see if we can figure out what happened. So let's get on it. We're going to start just by taking everything apart. And we'll get down to the problem. Don't think we're going to have to worry too much about saving anything. I have a suspicion that there's not going to be much left to save. Got a bearing there. It shows a little sign of having a little bit too much temperature. Leverage. Figure out what it did. This is the output shaft, and as you can see, it don't turn by hand. It should be turning freely, but it's not. So that's indicating that we've got some serious issues going on. I'm going to get my electric impact here and do this a little bit quicker. Let this go a little bit faster. I have a sneaky suspicion this is not going to come apart because of that bearing right there. Put a little force on it, see what happens. Now, let's take these out. See what we can figure out with that. Thought I had all the stuff I needed to do this laying here, but I guess not. But we'll get it here in a minute. Ripped the ear right off of it. Alright, now let's see what we can see. I bet it's a whole bunch of loose parts that's not supposed to be loose. Need to worry about busting the case. this point, I think I can safely make the assumption already that the case is probably damaged beyond repair. Normally these just slide apart, but obviously this one has got some more issues. Oh. Yeah, this one's got some rather severe issues. Yeah. Well, it's in for a closer look. Not a drop of oil anywhere in this. Not a drop. It amazingly, even with no oil in it, the gears are still somewhat there, but the chain's gone. The chain's almost to the point of being solid. It's so worn out. All the clutches, everything up in here, just gone. Shift rods are frozen. This won't even move. It won't even move a bit. So we're gonna pull this chain out. See, chain's rigid. You can't even, it doesn't even flex. That's how worn out it is. This is the tube for the pump. It's all screwed up. Okay, what we're looking at right here is I'm looking for signs of how recently it broke. And you can see it's all pretty old. The cracks are old. So, see, this is where that tube plugs into, and there's supposed to be oil pumped through this. And as you can see, it's not got any oil in it. I'm gonna set you back down here and do some more. See if I can get the rest of that thing clubbed apart. At this point, bearing right there is all chewed up, gone. I don't know if I get that snap ring off of there or not. If those gears will slide out of there or not. They might. Try and see. I don't have any snap ring pliers. I need to get them. Set that over there for now. See this? See this right in here? Showing. Is telling me this case has been busted for a while. See how old this is? See how much cruds on it. It's all cruddy. That's an old crack that's been broken for a while. So I tend to believe that this probably had a, it probably broke. Ooh, there's the magnet. For some reason, it didn't collect all the metal. I don't quite know why, but that bearing's locked, almost locked up. Let's see if we can. No spring. That might still work. This got issues. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. Lay the rest of them up there with the broken pieces. That's 5/16 in each millimeter. There it is. It's no trouble working outside. You drop stuff on the ground, you got to dig it out of the grass. And what I'm seeing now, it looks to me like this transfer case hit something and broke, and then it was continuing to be, it continued to be driven until the failure. There's one of the, there's the new style four-wheel drive engage. Just meshes in with the up here and just turns back and forth and locks your transfer case in and out of four-wheel drive when it's not all seized up. That should come off of there, but I think it's going to have a slight problem coming apart right at the moment. It should come up out of there. It's so locked up. Yeah, no oil whatsoever. Yeah, let's see here. Past that. There's the, you can see that thing was digging in pretty good. That's your shift fork. This is what's left of the shift fork. Looks like the planetaries have kind of welded themselves in there. More force on it here. That's supposed to slide out of that gear, but I don't think it's going. Well, maybe now we're getting. There's one of the planetary gears. There it goes. Yeah. This is all part of the planetary assembly. This and this gear. I think it's supposed to come out of there. And it's seized in right into it. Look at all the loose goodies in there. Those things are all supposed to be hooked to something. And as you can see, they are just everywhere. So I can safely say that's probably why things quit working very well. I have to imagine it was probably making considerable amount of racket. Considering you got this handful of pieces floating around in there. There's a piece of a pin. Probably one of the, oh, I know what that is. That's one of the pins that probably went through the center of that at one time. Oh yeah. Lots of little pieces. Let's see if we can. Some more of the planetary housing. I was gonna see if I could get that out of there. I don't know. I was hoping. Anyway, turn it upside down, take these bolts out, see if we can knock that whole mess out of there. And maybe if we do that, we'll get enough room to get the rest of it to fall out. So far, it looks like the transfer case was damaged. Case was broken. Got bounced off the ground or something. And it broke the, when the case broke, all the oil leaked out of it and it was continuous. Kept driving, kept driving it until it completely failed. And as it slowly disintegrated, more and more pieces balled up in it until there finally wasn't enough pieces left to catch anymore. Wow, that part might actually still be usable. That's a first. The only one I see on the case so far that might be reusable, other than maybe some tail shaft housing. Got a big snap ring here. Maybe not. Thought it was. I guess it isn't. Just got a little sealer around it, so I'll make it look. Yeah, it is. There is one right there. Okay. Now we can figure out a way to get this out of there. Will work. My snap ring might be usable. There's the rest of the pieces. Look at that. That thing's even. Welded to the outside gear. It is welded in there. Or wedged. Man, oh man. And all them pieces flying around in there. See the bust of the case back here. Now see, let me get your camera up here. So I want to show you something. this brake right here that you're looking at, if you look at that, that's shiny. That crack is shiny. That happened just recently. That was because of those gears mashing around in there and getting where they weren't supposed to be. So that made that fresh brake. Otherwise, they'd all look like this one. They'd all be old and dark. See how dark that is? That tells me that's been broken for a long time. Especially on the top side. So that's what we're looking at. And as you can see, there's nothing salvageable in this. This case is completely, the gears are totaled, the case is totaled. See, this is, see, there's more signs of the old dark having been broken for a long time. So, and you can see down inside there, it's shiny. That's fresh damage. But you can see how the chain's all rigid. The chain's just, and they're supposed to be flexible. For those of you that know what chains are supposed to be, that's a pretty amazing sight right there. And that's lack of oil. So the reason it died was lack of oil, and most likely because the case was broken. Any number of things. Could have been bounced on the ground, could have had got stuck and jammed it back and forth a few times and jarred something and broke it that way. Also screwed up the shaft, the front drive shaft. You can see how that's all wadded up in there. It's all sideways, and this is all loose. See, that's supposed to be like a CV joint. There's supposed to be balls in there that keep that thing centered, and all the little balls are gone. The end of the shaft's all chewed up. So needs a transfer case and a front drive shaft to solve the problem. So that'll about do it for this project, I think. Now we got to find another transfer case and get it put in. But we know why this one died.